Hey everybody, welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. And I like that intro so much I had to do it twice. Well, truthfully, I hit it once and then we didn't go live right away. So I clicked it again because I wanted you to see the full thing. So I'm really quite proud of it and the work that Lex did on that for me. So welcome to I guess this is episode 18 of the Popular Unknown Paintball Live. And I'm really excited about today because today I have a couple really great guests, and I might just happen to have a third guest coming in to surprise. My first guest, well, I'm going to have them talking together, but I have Cesare of SuperCocker fame, Detroit Fusion, and UltraSilk, and we're going to talk all about that. And I'm also bringing along Fred Schultz because what show isn't made better with Fred Schultz? He's like bacon or salt. He just makes everything better. And so I had the opportunity to have him on, so I wanted to bring him on as well. And then, like I said, there is probably going to be a third guest who is pretty awesome in his own right, but it all depends on whether his schedule, if he's going to be able to sneak in and talk to us. But I think these two guys are going to be pretty surprised about that. So let me bring them on. First and foremost, let me bring on Mr. Fred Schultz. Hey, Fred, how you doing?
Doing good, Steve. How you doing this evening, buddy?
I'm fantastic. Feels like it's been like since yesterday since we talked on your show.
I got to tell you, yeah. You know, I want to thank you for being on last night, too, on my podcast. That was terrific. What a great bunch of guys.
You know what? I really enjoyed last night's show. And for those of you watching now, I'm sure that you can go on Flagpole Productions on his Facebook page, and you'll be able to see a replay of it. But yeah, so that brings us to our other guest, and this is Cesare Pizzo. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. If not, he's more than welcome to heckle me as much as he wants. And hey, Cesar, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up, Fred?
Hey, how you doing, Cesar?
Excellent.
Now,
Cesar, man, that's the guy that makes them terrific markers, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to. We'll get to do it in a minute, but I'm really excited to also talk about UltraSilk and the Boom Juice and whatnot as well, because I'm watching how you're doing that on Facebook, and I'm seeing how you're doing a lot of people. I believe you did B Young's, but it's not just for any gun, because I think I saw you just did it on a couple old Ions too, which makes me think that the treatment's probably worth more than the gun is. But those things were really kick-ass back in the day. I mean, they were finicky, and you had to repair them a lot because they were really inexpensive, but they'd really shoot. You there, Cesar?
Oh yeah, no, I could be done. Really? Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry, it looks like you froze up a little bit on me. Oh, there we go. We're perfect.
No, I'm here.
Awesome.
No, and today I was just thinking about doing auto mags. I was physically working on an auto mag for a customer up at Lone Wolf, and I was like, wow, I could take this and impregnate the whole body. And what a perfect guy to do it for. Fred, send me your gun, and I'll impregnate your whole body. The whole valve system, everything.
Really?
It's a dry lubricant. Performance will blow away your mind.
You know, Steve was telling me a little bit about that too. He was pretty high on the product. He says that that it's really, really something. You explain a little bit about it?
Yeah, Cesar? What it is, it's a resin. I'm listening. I'm here. Steve?
No, keep going. I'm looking for something. There it is.
All right. No, I didn't know if you could hear me. So
no, I can hear you great.
Basically, what it is the resin that's in the formula is the same resin that's applied in the treatment, and it's also going to be available in the oils. What it is that it's a heat-activated formula that I can do to all the bodies: stainless steel, aluminum, chrome-plated, nickel-plated guns. And what happens is with heat, expands the aluminum, steel, all the metals expand, and allows it to impregnate in the resin into the actual metal. So all the surfaces gets a dry film. It'll be a dry film. So this way it feels lubricated all the time. So all you have to do is put a light coat of the actual UltraSilk lubricant or the oil that I've got coming out here in the next couple of weeks. So the Boom treatment with the UltraSilk combined with the new formula that I have coming out, which is going to be the Boom Juice that is going to be applied to your metal You will never have to. I have guys that are telling me that they're going 10 to 12 cases without lubricating their guns.
Wow.
And yeah, like
Wow.
everything that I've heard, like the guys on what's it called? The Master Blasters. They're not Master Blasters. Sorry, my apologies. Ground Zero. They're one of your sponsored teams. And what other sponsored teams do you have that are using it regularly?
You got Brimstone Smoke. They were the first team that we ended up picking up 3 years ago at ICC. And then we have, obviously, we got TOG out of Texas. And then Resistance out of Germany. So I got a team in Germany. They're also a distributor over there. I have I wanted to have the UK Predators, but Eclipse put the kibosh to that. They didn't like the lubricant competition. Well,
Marcus Davis is very, very tight with Leds. Like and Leds is such a great guy. Like I had him on the podcast and I talked with him and he donated a whole ton of stuff to the I'll Remember Foundation. I can't say enough nice things about them, but in UK, the Planet Eclipse and the Preds, they're tight, and you know what? More power to them, because I mean that's a friendship that lasts decades.
Well, Marcus, I've known Marcus for years and years, and Marcus is a loyal guy, and so you gotta give that to him. But that doesn't mean that Cesar's product isn't gonna just go everywhere else.
Oh no! Like I said, I got 2 packages of this stuff now.
Don't be teasing me. I said, don't be teasing me.
Well, one came. One was Cesar was nice enough to send me to test, and I'm going to be doing a full review on that when I get the chance. And then another package actually came with my UltraShocker, which is just this thing. By the way,
you should hold that up and show people that. Yeah, hold that up and show people that thing.
Yeah. So everybody, just so you know, beautiful. This is the UltraShocker. If you go to Paintball Media Magazine, I actually did a full review so you can get some good pictures. But Cesar is the gentleman that is responsible for this shocker. Like, and the awesomeness that is. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. I geek out a little bit, so you'll have to forgive me.
It's the performance. It's the performance. It's the performance in the product with a little bit of know-how that I have to set the guns up. Like I said, Fred, I'd be more happy to do your automag. I mean, I don't care how many automags you send me. You send them to me, they will be impregnated. It's a crazy word that I use, the impregnation process, but I'm literally impregnating the metal with resin, which it blows everybody. It's blown my expectations of what the product I thought was able to do.
Now,
I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say before we get too far down the UltraSilk hole, I want to make sure people know exactly who Cesar is, because if you're out in the East Coast and you played back in the day, then you know what a SuperCocker was, and you feared them because they were slick. I've actually owned 2 in my lifetime now. I was attached to other guns at the time, and I had people just offer me large stacks of cash. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not attached to it, so here, I'll just get another one later. And then I got a second one, and then I just never got one since. But so, Cesar, when did you start playing?
I started playing in '88.
So you've got a year on me.
Basically, the way I started paintball was I was in construction before I was in paintball. Right. And I was building a deck for a customer. And me and my brother Vince were building a deck for a buddy of mine, Doug, and they were shooting the paintball guns in their garage. At the time, they were Spitfires, the NW Spitfire, I believe. Am I right or wrong? Was it NW? So I asked them what they were doing. They said, "Oh, we're just target shooting in the garage." I go, "What do you do with these things?" They said, "Well, we go out in the woods, we shoot each other." I go, "What the hell you want to shoot yourselves for?" So the same, again, we went back out there the next weekend to finish up the handrail inside the house and all the other stuff. Oh, shit! Mr. Budor.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, bud.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
I figured if I could have one Hall of Famer, why shouldn't I have 2? And I'm sure Cesar's going to make Hall of Fame at some point as well. So thanks for joining us, bud.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. Thanks for asking.
Caesar was just telling me when he started playing paintball.
When did I start?
No, Caesar was just telling us when he started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what's funny is.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You're on the spot now.
Caesar, yeah, you know what's funny, Caesar, is that's almost how I started also. I had a construction company with my partner, and we were trying to figure out what to get him for his birthday. And we had like 40 guys working for us. And he goes, one of the guys goes, "Hey, how about a Splatmaster?" And none of us knew what it was. So he goes down to Honest John's gun shop and he bought it. He brought it back. And, once you start playing with something like that, you got to have one. So then I went and bought one. And next thing I knew, everybody on our crew had one. And that's exactly how we started, the same thing like that.
No, and after that weekend, I physically shot his gun in the garage. It was a pump gun. And then he goes, "Now hold the trigger down and pump the gun really fast." And they had auto trigger on it. So I took the money from that job and went and bought a Splatmaster. And then I bought the Spitfire, and I bought a bunch of stuff, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
And
well, I got to tell you, a lot of guys that have put a lot of markers together, but the guy that's actually to your right now is an amazing person when it comes to putting stuff like that together. And back in the day, I remember when it first came out, and the Ironman got them first, and we're like, "Oh crap!" And I mean, they were just outstanding. You remember that, don't you, Bud?
Oh yeah, that was in Bay Area somewhere. Yeah, Vallejo.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right. Yep.
Hey, Bud, I've got one of your bodies that I built a 2020 out of, with original body from 20 years ago that I still had in inventory.
That's awesome, man. Oh wow.
That's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And you know what's really cool about that you can't see is if Caesar now does a slow-mo on the either the tip or on the back block, it's all one basic color, but the actual anodizing shifts and fades from one end to the other. So all the stripes fade. It's insane.
That's beautiful.
And this still has the W. It has the W inside the breech.
Oh, you got a good one then. You got a good one. Yeah.
I still had 20 bodies left over, and that's why I was able to build the 2020s and redo the 2000 bodies. The gun that I built 20 years ago, I reduplicated again for 2020.
That's so awesome.
It is. Yeah. Bud, the two that you built for the Ellie Foundation that you gave them for the giveaway, those were beautiful.
Oh,
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. They were so awesome.
Yeah, and you hand built those, am I right? You built those yourself?
Yes.
Outstanding.
I did.
So, Bud, when did you and Caesar originally meet? Like, how did you guys meet?
It was quite a few years ago, like 20, 30 maybe. I don't know if you're
90.
That old.
When did Jeff get married? When was Jeff married?
God, you got me. His son just turned 18, his oldest, about 20 years ago. Yep.
Okay, so it was probably 5 years before that.
Yeah.
Because I came out to California to his wedding. I was at his wedding. What's his name? Gunner was there. Everybody from California was at that wedding.
Oh yeah, it was a big one. We had fun.
But he also sponsored the team. War Game Products was our #1 sponsor.
Yeah.
For
now,
Fusion.
which team was that? Was that Fusion back in the day, Caesar?
Oh yeah,
I don't remember when Fusion started.
So I think
we started in '95.
Yeah.
Okay.
95.
Yep, that's about right.
Yep, we were always Fusion. I never played at that level with any other team unless I jumped on an event, with Marine Team 1 in Vegas.
Yeah. Those are the fun days, man. They were really, really cool.
Oh, absolutely.
I enjoyed every aspect of paintball. You know, I think I still do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot different back then, though, bud.
Pardon me?
I said it was a lot different back then, though. You know, we had a lot of stuff we had to build, you know, especially with the general public when this first started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember I used to, you know, well, a lot of guns I built was based on people's ideas that, you know, players' ideas. You know, I followed the players. You know, what they needed, I tried to build, you know.
Yep.
So,
and I had fun doing it. I mean, it's like Caesar, and I mean, it just people don't realize how close a family that paintball really is. And today, and well, I started in 04. I mean, 84.
Yeah.
I started
I was
playing
85.
in June 84. Yeah. And God, you know, I had a awesome job with the government, and I ended up quitting it and doing paintball. So,
Well, we're glad you did, buddy.
Absolutely. Now, so I have to. I want to know. So, Cesar, when did you start customizing? Like what drove you to start customizing guns from scratch the way you did? Because you basically took AutoCockers and then you gathered all the best aftermarket parts, if I could remember. You didn't build any aftermarket parts yourself, correct?
No, I did. I ended up manufacturing a lot of parts. I had a machine shop, which Bud was aware of. We made a lot of parts ourselves. Basically, after I got done taking AutoCockers and taking all the parts off of them, I was just buying bodies and all the other parts, the three-ways, the STO rams, all the parts that War Game Products could offer me. I added on with some of my other things, the 45 frames, a beaver tail, different other things. And that's when I was able to make a full-blown SuperCocker based off of a War Game Products platform, which no one else did. I was able to carry that platform on throughout the year because of the collaboration that I had with Bud and War Game Products and Jeff and everybody. But before then, back in the days, as I was basically modifying VM68s, and then I went out to Dan to get black grain expansion chambers, the terrace.
You're losing him.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit on a Caesar.
Yeah, I think he froze up. Yep.
Back in the day, I think, well, when Caesar started modifying everything, he actually gave me a gun, and I've never fired it. It's still sitting on my shelf, and thing beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, so Bud, you've got a SuperCocker sitting back there somewhere?
Oh yeah, it's in the shop. Caesar, I don't know if you remember, he probably gave it to me 20-something years ago, at least. Remember that blue one you made me, Caesar?
What milling pattern? What milling pattern was on it?
God, okay. I'd have to get it out and show it to you. Next time I'm on here, I'll bring it out. So.
Sounds like a plan.
No, it's one of my favorites, you know. And Caesar, I didn't mind anybody doing anything to my guns as long as they done it right, And Caesar, I don't know of anything that he ever done wrong, and everything he done was beautiful. So I mean, what the heck? What could you ask for? The guy's amazing. Oh, you're back, Caesar.
Hey, that's pretty good. You get an amazing guy telling somebody else he's amazing,
No, Caesar is. He is an amazing guy.
I'm totally geeking out here, guys. Just so you know, I've got one of the greatest all-time gun techs. I've got the world's greatest promoter, and I've got the godfather of paintball himself. Two of them are like this is just like a dream show to me. So thank you guys so much for being on. I'm not ending it. I'm just thanking you right now because it just keeps getting better as we go.
Well, I appreciate very much you asking me on. That's for sure. Especially to share the screen with these two guys, and yourself, Steve. You're working. Yeah, you're working pretty hard for paintball. And that's one of the main reasons I got back into it. Is I just want to keep promoting it until I finally check out. I've loved the sport for a long time. Bud knows back in the days I worked my butt off trying to promote this sport also. And I got hooked up with some good guys since I come back. William Bailey, very good friend of Bud's, just a terrific person. So I've met some just great people that I didn't know back in the day. Probably seen them when I was at a tournament or a big game, but didn't know them. But now I'm getting to meet them, and I actually have time to sit and talk to them, and I absolutely love it.
That's great. So I don't want to skip something. I know that a guy named Sean Halpin, he actually asked earlier, and he said, is there a petroleum base in UltraSilk? And I know for a fact, because Cesar, you and I have talked, that there's about 3% in, I think you said it was 3% in UltraSilk. But I actually did some research before writing the article for Paintball Media Magazine, and petroleum doesn't affect all O-rings for starters. It only affects a select few, and more importantly, yours isn't really a petroleum based. Yours just has a little bit in it. And I was talking to an industry leader who shall remain nameless, and he told me he literally got a jar of your UltraSilk last year in Chicago ICPL, I believe it is, so like a year ago, and he dropped the O-ring
his name
right in it. I beg your pardon?
You can mention his name. I will.
Well, I'm not going to because I don't have his permission. If you want to mention it, it's up to you. But he literally dropped
Russell
one of your
Shocker
Russell
Paintball.
Jackson. All right. I wasn't going to drop it, but he literally dropped one of the O-rings in your stuff. Now, have you done testing like that as well? By the way,
14 months ago.
Yeah, and the O-rings are still the same after a full year. So I can completely understand why there's the controversy because there's a little bit of petroleum in it. But if you do your research on what is in actual O-rings, like back in the day, in the 90s, when we'd use like 3-in-1 oil, I'm sure Bud and Fred, like I'm sure all of you guys can agree, you'd throw some gun oil on it because that's what most people had back then, like actual firearm oil, and your O-rings would just swell right up. But that was a completely different lubricant. So what was it that got you started creating this UltraSilk?
I needed a product that can not like be gummy and not as thick. So I wanted it to be there. So I needed a resin to stay after the lubricant was gone. And silky. That's what comes this UltraSilk. It's the resin. It's the actual main product of the lubricant, which is the lube, the treatment, the oil that's coming out. So I even have a lens formula coming out that will resist all paints that hits the mask.
So many wiping jokes come to mind. You're not calling it what was that we used to spray back on our jerseys back in the day? The fabric protectant,
Scotch Guard.
Anyway, that's
Scotch
it.
Guard,
Not that I ever used it, mind you. I'm just saying.
So, Bud,
that's what you gotta do to brand new jersey.
Pardon me?
I said I hear William Bailey's coming out to see you this weekend.
Oh, what am I? I didn't hear you.
William Bailey, he's supposed to be coming out to see you this week.
Oh, yeah. He'll be here, I guess, Saturday afternoon, late Saturday evening.
Right on. Yeah, he said something about he was going to try to come up to that cancer benefit up here in Sacramento, but, just like I told him, that's a long drive up here.
Yeah, it's 8 hours.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Yeah, I'd planned on going, but I got some issues, and my doctor said absolutely not. So
Yeah, you got to deal with that. Plus you're gonna be hanging out with William. What better guy could you want to hang out with?
yeah. What did you tell her the last time he hung out with me?
Oh yeah,
He did?
yeah. Well, you guys called me from his house. You had my jacket on, and he was barbecuing, and
Yeah. You had to come up someday.
yeah, I might do that. Yeah, the way I understand it, when you two get together, it's a show all by itself.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah, different. That's a good word.
We were heading to the beach because Susie had never been to the ocean, and I don't think Hal had either. And we got T-boned by a guy doing about 40, 50 miles an hour. And so we didn't make it to the beach.
Oh,
but
wow.
Nobody got hurt, but it was a brand new truck. I think I had 8,000. It was about 8 months old, and it hit it so hard that it flew up in the air, down to 360 in the air, and hit the ground. And I thought it was going to roll it, but just a couple of bruises. But the guy that hit it was a little more than a bruise on him.
Wow.
He had a new Subaru.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, you had an exciting trip. First your motorhome, and then your Jeep.
Yeah, my motorhome blew a serpentine belt. My Jeep blew a radiator hose and cooked the motor. And,
would it have worked better if it had UltraSilk under the hood?
Hell yeah, it sure would have.
Would treat that engine.
I've used Caesar's stuff, and it's good. I mean, matter of fact, I think I got some on my workbench. So, no, it's a great product.
Are you guys going to Chicago?
I don't know when. I don't know when I can go anywhere. I know it's not going to be the rest of this year, but I'm gonna go next year. I mean, I think I had the virus in December, but my doctor said yeah, but I haven't been checked for positive to see if I had it. So, but I've been staying away from everybody. I'm too old.
I was trying to make the Chicago one. So, oh hell, you're not old yet. Come on.
Which you're talking about? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Bud. Go ahead.
My son's your age.
My age?
Yeah. How old are you?
Then you got to be about 106.
Yeah, about right around there. Oh, you guessed it. How the hell did you know that?
I mean, I'm still out there playing. I'll be 70 in 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Well, no, my son ain't your age.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'd have to come up to the Mayflower.
Yeah, your birthday's in September 26th or something.
24th.
24th. Mine's October 5th.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're both Libras, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better one, but that's perfect.
Yeah, I'll be 77. So
77?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got me by 7 years, but that's not much, buddy. You still look great.
So do you.
So
Caesar, what have you been doing?
Yeah.
You been doing anything?
I got. I just jumped back into the game about in the last 6 months since COVID.
Oh wow!
Besides,
yeah, I've been
building. Besides building the Ultra Shocker and getting back into the building the SuperCockers.
Oh, well, somebody's beeping.
A year ago, so I slaved back into the game a little bit, and that's when I came back.
Well, cool.
Well, we're glad that you're back in. I mean, I tell you something that I really, really like, especially seeing guys like Bud, is because a lot of the young kids. I mean, Bud Orr's name is. I mean, if you don't know Bud Orr, you live in a cave. That's all there is to it.
Oh,
but the problem is, but there's a lot of guys that work their butts off to really make paintball what it is today that these kids know nothing about. And that's one thing I'm trying to do is, not just bring people together, but I also want to try to educate some of the kids nowadays that the guys that really made this sport what it is today. A lot of guys, especially manufacturers like Bud, a lot of those guys put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of headache into where everything is now. And these kids nowadays, they just go to the store, they buy something, and they leave. They just don't understand all the building that it took from guys like Bud Orr and Tom Kay, Tim Schloss, Dan Colby. All those guys worked their butts off and spent a lot of money on their products.
Yeah, it's a different world today. It's I don't know. Back then, I started making drawings of my guns on a drawing board. It was all hand driven. I didn't know what a computer was, so Tom Kay actually got me started in computers.
So when you were drawing in the drawing boards, like how long did it take you to sharpen the chisel as you were carving it out?
About a minute. I had a grinder. I actually went out and bought an electric grinder, so it was easier.
All right. So there was a question posted for Caesar, and it actually asked, would UltraSilk clear out paint better if the barrels were treated? I'm guessing yes, but I'll let Caesar answer.
All the inserts that I've been doing all people's barrels. I've been doing their inserts. If you go to the site, you will see that. What happens is the impregnation that coats the actual pores of the aluminum allows no paint to stick to the inside of the barrel. So with the balls a lot sooner without having to squeegee.
Wow, that'd be cool.
So Fred,
technically, I want to do your guys' guns. I'm telling you right now, you will be hook, line, and sinker after you get the product on your gun.
What am I doing? I got my old one sitting right here.
There you go.
That baby's been around, believe me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Performance-wise.
What's that? I got this one put on my table. This is the one that, this is the number 13 mag that Tom Kay gave me. And then this is the number 1 tank from Air America on there. I've never ever shot this, bud.
Oh, wow.
Just like the day that Tom gave it to me and Dan gave me the other part.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Tom Kay meant an awful lot to me. He's a good guy. He really, really is. And I was proud to shoot the mag for all those years. I'm actually now going to get into shooting something different. But I think the mag was terrific. And as long as he had the company per se, that's all I would shoot. But now I'm going to change a little bit. So I don't know what I'm going to go to yet, but I'm going to go to something.
I'm going to recommend. I'm just saying. They used to sponsor you back in the day.
Fred.
What's that?
What was?
No, SuperCocker. That's the way to go. Yeah,
it is, huh?
I can build you a cocker, Fred, as long as you can pull the trigger.
Oh, baby, I can still pull a trigger. Absolutely. You show Bud both of those that you built that you showed us earlier? Show him both of those.
Here's another one.
Yeah, you keep freezing up a little, C's. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Show him one more time because it froze up. There you go.
Oh, yeah. No, that's bitching, man.
I love that iconic, I'm going to call it an S, but the iconic engravings in it. I just love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is.
Always loved that. And then the ribs up the top.
I like the ribs. Them really put class on it. That's cool.
The best part is how when you do the anodizing or have the anodizing done, is it's a base color, but the actual highlights fade. So when you have the lines like it's a string, but the string changes color as it progresses along, all in one flow. That's cool. It's unique. It's just awesome.
No, it's something that I've always done from back in the day, and I wanted to, duplicate it again. And and all these guns, all the SuperCockers, I've also been boom treated. The body, the 3-way, the ram, the trigger, the hammer, the valve body, anything that moves inside metal to metal, has been treated with the boom treatment, and everything in the guns, I use the UltraSilk to lubricate to build.
That's awesome.
All right, and Prime Suspects Paintball here said meteor bodies. No, they're not meteor bodies. These are actually.
Hold on. I have some that were meteor bodies, and I have some that were war game bodies because I couldn't get enough of the war game bodies to finish off the project.
Gotcha. But there's your guys. Bill Bailey's chiming in.
Oh, Bill there.
Yep, he's in there watching.
All right.
Yeah, Bud, I want to say real quick too, how much I appreciate when I have my show on, not to plug it or anything, but I do appreciate very much you chiming in. And watching
I
it.
enjoy
People love
listening
it.
to you.
Well, people like it. Your name comes up and everybody's, oh my God, Bud Orr,
No.
So it's a very cool thing. I just want to thank you personally for that.
Well, I appreciate it, but I don't know. I get kind of embarrassed sometimes. So.
Well, that's how it is, You're just a good guy.
I put my pants on the same way you guys do. So
absolutely, that's right.
How do you know how I put my pants on?
Yeah,
well,
you're
backwards.
Yeah.
I seen you walking around backwards one day.
Yeah, Steve zipped up in the back. I was going to say that.
The zipper goes in the front, Steve. The zipper goes in the front.
Oh my God, Steve! All I can say is you're lucky William Bailey isn't on with Bud right now. They would be tearing you a new butt.
You know what? They're welcome to. They've for what they've done for the sport, and I've idolized them forever. All I can say is thank you, sir. May I have some more, please?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
all right. And
Chica
Estrada said played with Bud in 2003.
Yeah. That's a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think I started the field around here, I think, was in 85 or 86. So, yeah, we go back a long ways when it comes to the sport, believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, a long ways. I remember we used to have a good time at Deborah tournaments. You'd get up there and
Debbie's,
do your thing and, and drag me up and a bunch of other people and just have a good time.
Yeah, well, you were always fun to be with, buddy. I absolutely loved it. I was going to say we were kids then, but we weren't. But we were definitely younger.
Oh, yeah. Well, the kids made us young. I mean, it's the way it is,
Yeah, I used to like to do the amateur open. The amateur open was pretty cool. I got to meet a lot of people there, and you were always there too.
Yeah.
So
I had a ball. Live tournaments. I still, matter of fact. I mean, look.
I just talked to Jim the other day.
One of Lively's hats.
Oh, I got a Lively hat right here.
Oh yeah. Well, I just seen one sitting on my desk.
Is that right?
Let's see. If I can get it, if I knew how to do it.
If I could step away.
Let's see. Is that it? Mastered?
Looks like it.
That's a pretty good. That's an old one.
That is an old one.
1990.
Now, Caesar, did you and Bud ever get a chance to play together?
No. We were playing competitive. We were playing really competitive with that.
He was way above me. He would probably, if we played against each other, I know he'd light my butt up. But no, he had a bitching team, man. I mean, it was. I love watching him. I really did.
I'm pretty sure that earlier, Caesar, you asked if we were going to be in Chicago. Is there something like? Are you planning on being at the ICPL for the whole Aftershock 30th anniversary?
Well, basically, we're going to be there because I'm bringing back the team. Detroit Fusion's making its debut after 15 years at the ICPL in Chicago.
Nice.
Yep, I got the 5 guys from my 2005 squad, So, and then we have a few guys that we that picked up from the Thunder Horse. Basically, it's the Thunder Horse guys out of Ohio, and 5 of those guys were the original guys from the squad from 2005. And I'm bringing back Detroit Fusion. We're gonna play 10-man mechanical. Myself, I will be shooting a cocker. I will be shooting a cocker. I mean, hands down, I will be shooting a SuperCocker. I've got a black and gray one that I've impregnated crazy ass amount of times. Anthony, go on that bench and get that table. I want to show some parts outside the garage. So we are going to have, a lot of little fast guys, and then 3-4 of the old school back guys. I've got Tony Angelari is going to be on my back line. Sean, it's just we're going to have some good guys. It's going to be fun. We are going out there hopefully in 2 weeks to go practice the fields.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
So teach those EMAC kids a lesson. I got to say, the new EMACs are wicked. Like they just are. I'm not saying that they're better than an autococker. They're just different. But those new EMACs, they're not to be sneezed at.
No.
Now, while he is grabbing the gun, somebody's asking Fred, "Are you going to put a team in?" Fred, you've muted your mic. Let's see if I can unmute your mic. I can't unmute it. You have to unmute it yourself. No, you're still muted, my friend. I'm not sure how you muted yourself. Somehow you've pressed a button. If you look down on your little image, there's a little microphone on the screen. So anyway, while Fred's looking for his unmute button, Cesar, have you got the shocker out?
No.
Or not shocker,
my son can't grab it. No, it's don't worry. It's not. It's probably in the car. Don't worry about it. So,
what is it?
But
that's all good.
It's going to be.
It's going
to be a cocker that I'm gonna shoot. Some of the guys are shooting M170s. There's a few guys shooting shockers. Every single gun that's going to be on the field is going to have the treated system. I mean, we're talking fully powered by UltraSilk. Fully. I mean, the smoothness of the product, everything.
I love smack talk. That's the best.
Who's that?
Now,
put his name on there.
I can't. They didn't click on it to say who it was. So whoever it is going to have to claim it, or you'll have to go back in and look after the fact. And you're unmuted now, Fred. Yep.
Am I? Wow, that's weird. Well, it is what it is. Anyhow, back to the question. I'm trying to get to Chicago. I'm trying to go do that just so I can, be there for Aftershock and Rennick Miller and see a lot of the old guys that are hanging around. And also I want to be there, because
it's awesome.
Uncle Kevin Donaldson's going to be there. And, Kevin and I are trying to plan some stuff for next year. But as far as putting a team together, you never know. Not this year for sure. But, maybe next year. Obviously, I don't know if I would play a lot on it. But I'd get a lot of fast kids out there because there's a lot of them out there right now.
So Peng is the one that said it, Cesar. And for those of you who don't know, Peng is arguably one of the best gun techs on the West Coast.
He lived about 30 miles from me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's right down the street. Oh. Great tech, too. He's a good guy.
Hey, Bud, did you see the bodies that William had milled down?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those turned out pretty good, didn't they?
Oh, they were great, yeah. Yeah, I think he put one of them partially together for me today and, took a picture of it. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I know he was all excited to get those back. He was going to start putting them together.
Oh,
I can't wait to see him. Yeah, the kid did a good job. I had him on the show, and we talked a little bit. He seemed like a real good kid. I told him I was going to put him back on sometime. So, but William was really, really high on him. You seem to like him quite a bit.
Yeah, he does good. He does great work. The kid's he's good at it. Very good at it.
Yep. Now we got Cesar.
Yeah. Now Cesar just sent me some pictures. Cesar, can I show them to? Can I show
Go
them
ahead.
to the class?
Yeah, you can show our jerseys.
All right. So give me 1 second. I am just uploading them into this system here.
Those
But
are
yeah,
our
you guys.
our tech tees, our new the new Fusion logo with the Detroit skyline in it.
That one?
Yep, that's the new tech tee with the Detroit skyline inside the Fusion, powered by UltraSilk.
That looks awesome. Now, is that button up front, or is that just one of the, like, is that similar to the UltraSilk one that I have?
No, it's the tech tee. I'll show you what the front side. I'll show you the front side. There's one with both front and back, and then we have.
1 second. I just gotta download that here. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
And then we have our tiger stripe, the original Tim Schloss tiger stripe in a different color. That's what we originally used to wear back in the day, Fred.
Oh yeah, I know all. Yeah. Tim has been my sponsor for years. Yeah,
So
he made a
that's the
great
tech
product
tee.
back then. That's beautiful, Cesar. That looked cool.
And then that's the New Jersey.
Oh wow, very nice.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
I'm jealous too. Those are wicked looking.
And everything,
Yes,
everything in the arms, in the lettering, everything has the Detroit skyline. Everything was, because we were always based out of Detroit.
Right.
And Steve, you were wearing an original tiger stripe right there, my friend.
No, this is a knockoff. This is not one of Tim Schloss's.
No. All right.
No, this is back from the 90s, and this was made by, and I forget the guy's name, but there was a guy out of New York that was making. I'm going to call him a knockoff. I don't know if knockoff is fair because it was another version of Tiger Stripe, but it was never the original Tiger Stripe by Tim Schloss.
3 fingers, yep.
Yeah, I always wanted one of the original ones. This was what I could get at the time.
Yeah, when I started with Tim had a partner actually. And so for I can't remember, maybe the first year or so I was with Tim, he had a partner, and then Tim bought the partner out. And then that's when Tim started changing up stuff a little bit and came out with the V-neck and then he made the black sleeves because I wanted black sleeves on, and with the tiger stripe center, he made those. So Tim had some great products, and we talked to him. I talked to him the other day, and somebody told me to ask him if he would be interested in going back to doing that. And, his answer was just strictly hell no. So, he's not going to go back to making anything. He's got a great field there in Missouri, and he's just knocking it down right now.
Yeah, I can't wait to get Tim Schloss on a podcast or join him on your podcast. Fred,
sure
whichever the case may be. But it was really interesting after that one podcast a couple weeks back where he was on speakerphone and we were still just talking after the fact. And I was hearing those stories. I was howling. So,
well, what was funny is, we a while back, a few months ago, when Kevin and I first started talking about doing the East-West game, we were talking about it, because Kevin kind of threw down on me, and I said, well, the West Coast is better. And he goes, well, we got to have a big game. And I go, absolutely. Well, while we were still on air, Tim Schloss called me. And that's how all of that started. So we're still putting that together, and we're going to have it at Tim Schloss's field. And, that's something I absolutely cannot wait to do, because that's going to be a good time with a lot of terrific people.
Have you ever been to its field?
I haven't been there. Not to this one. I was at probably 4 or 5 big games that he had over the years. I was back there doing those, but it was at a field that he had leased, and this one he bought. So I guess he owns this field now.
I drove into it about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's weird because you're in town. You're in town, you
Yep.
know, and then you get in a little industrial area, and then here's this big ass field in the middle of nowhere, got a lake on it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
huge, huge.
Yep. Yeah,
You
we did
know?
one big game. We did one big game years ago at that field, but that's before he actually got it.
Oh,
And
okay.
I mean, it's a perfect spot. He said he's got just casinos and hotels all around it, 10 minutes from the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know
'Cause
what
you and
I
Bill
think
went there
needs to
with him, right?
happen? I think Caesar needs to get to that East-West game and take on Penn, because if he's talking smack, I think that sounds like an East-West challenge there. Because I mean, Detroit, California, get the text going.
I think Caesar would hand it to him, but he would probably do it gently so it wouldn't hurt so bad. But yeah, he would definitely.
I'm just saying the West Coast seems to be stacking the deck. I think Caesar needs to step in and.
Oh, I don't know about that. No, come on. I mean, Kevin Donaldson's been working on this ever since we first mentioned it. He's been recruiting people, and then I got William Bailey. William calls me up and he goes, "Oh man, Freddie, I got like 30 guys that are ready to go with you right now, pal." So what it would be is just a lot of really good people getting together and then a big barbecue afterwards. Because back in the day, I loved tournaments. Don't get me wrong. But the tournaments was always more of a business. When I would do the big games, they were just a riot. No, if you won, you won. If you lost, you lost. Big damn deal. You just met a lot of really new people and had a great time. So they used to fly me in for the big games all the time, and I would get excited going to those. And like I say, when I go to the tournaments, it was cool, but that was a business. The big games, they were a riot. So I always look forward to that.
All right.
Yep.
Now here's an interesting idea. I'm not sure who said it, but I said I'd love to see a Cocker build off. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. or just the contest.
Caesar, they're egging us on.
Hey, I have all the shops with the original programs back at running, so we could do it. Bud, supply me the bodies, and we'll go to town.
There you go.
Wow, do you have any bodies left over, Bud, or something you don't want to say on air?
Well, no, the only thing I got probably about 100, maybe 100 right feed bodies, and they go from the small hole to the big hole, on the inlet. But I don't have very many. Matter of fact, I don't have much of nothing. Because I gave it away the last, 16 years. All I do is give stuff to people, and I started looking around. Hell, I ain't got nothing for myself.
Yeah, 100's not much, huh, Bud?
Yeah. Well, I gotta get a hold of Billy to send me parts once in a while. Now I got Caesar. I'll use Caesar's parts. He'll give me a good price on them. Right, Caesar? You're gonna give me a good price?
Yeah, all day long, twice on Sunday.
All right. Okay, brother. Yeah, you betcha. That'd be awesome.
Right on, guys.
Well, I'm really I'm enjoying this show a lot. Like I'm geeking out a whole lot here. So we covered the boom treatment, and you said you're having oil coming out in a couple weeks.
It should be available in a couple of weeks. It's an oil delivery agent for the resin. So after your gun has the treatment already done to it, all you have to do is apply the oil to the actual O-rings that keeps it lubricated. So now you have the dry film that's applied to your bodies, to your parts. You just need a little bit of lubricant, which is the delivery agent for the resin, and it keeps it going. So this way your gun's never going to stay dry at all. It keeps it nice and slick. And instead of using the actual lubricant, the grease, you can use the oil after the treatment. The lubricant is great for everything. I mean, you can still use it for on and on, but the oil itself is going to be used for VM68, Tippmans, all the old school guns, rental guns, and that's because of the resin that's in the product itself.
Wow, very cool.
That's awesome.
Fred, I'm telling you, send me your gun. I'm going to message you on Messenger. I'm going to send you my address. You're going to box up your valve, your sear, everything that moves in your mags. Just let me do one gun, your barrels, and I'll send it back to you, and you enjoy it after you're done using it.
I might do that. Yeah, I'm actually going to switch over. I don't know what kind of marker I'm going to shoot yet. But I'm going to, like I say, I've been with Mag for a long time, but I'm going to probably switch over to something new, just to try it out and have something new for a change,
Well, let me build you something. Let me build you a shocker. Let's get a shocker built.
We might be able to do that.
Now, you have to understand, this is kind of well known, but Fred's not going to admit to it, so I'm just going to say it because it's common knowledge that Fred is diehard Immortal Air if the T-shirt doesn't give it away. Yeah. And Dan and John Colby have really started doing a lot of work with MacDev. And Correct. MacDev is supposed to be coming out with some really cool products, although what they are, I don't know, and I'm going to maintain that until it comes out. But I wouldn't be surprised if Fred Schultz, he's going to go with one of three things. He's either going to go with something from MacDev because that's tight with Immortal Air, or he's going to go with something from Field Force 1 because he spent a lot of time at the factory and he really likes the guys from Dynasty, or 3, he's going to go Shocker. That's my guess, but I think he's leaning towards MacDev. Fred, you don't have to answer. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. I'm not going to say anything. So, but I'm always open. I'm always open. But whatever I go with is something I'll stick with. I stuck with the Mag, and you can ask Bud because I absolutely love Bud Orr's Shocker. But I was loyal to Tom K for all the years that Tom was in business. Period. I shot that everywhere around the world, all the time. So it's not that I didn't love that. Yeah. Go ahead, Bud.
I shot Tom's gun.
Oh, I know, and I shot your gun too. I bought one from you, and I went over and I used it in a tournament at Mayhem one time. And you remember Tim Ty, right?
Yeah.
Well, Tim Ty comes up to me after the tournament and he goes, Fred, he goes, will you sell me that marker? And I'm like, oh, Tim, I don't know, buddy. I says, I've never had a Bud Orr gun before. I says, an autococker. And I says, I kind of like this thing. And he goes, but I can't get one over here, Fred. He goes, he was just begging me. So finally, I gave him the gun. So I came home. I still had my Mag, but I shot the cocker the whole tournament over there. And people were just loving it. So Tim Ty actually had one of your markers, one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bill Bailey sent me this picture. I think he wanted me to show everybody. And that's the bodies that he had milled. So it's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and the kid was real nice too. We had him on the show last night, and he was really nice. Real quick, I want to say something about William Bailey. That guy just brings so many people together. He's just a terrific person for paintball.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely an inspiration to a lot of people. So.
He is to me.
I'm glad to call him a great friend, like a brother.
Yeah. Yes, he is with you.
Brother. He is a brother.
Yeah, you guys look a lot alike,
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I got skinnier than him, though. Yeah, I'm down to 205. I've been that for 55 years. So.
Wow.
Fred, are you able to look at your phone?
No.
Hey, Cesar.
Don't confuse them. We just talked him how to stop using VCRs. Don't confuse Fred.
Hey, come on now. This is my editing studio, guys, right here. Okay, I edit with all of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Find your phone.
And I got some VHS tapes because that's what I got my daughter on. I've got my show I did at MGM Disney. I got it on VHS. I got it on 16. I got it on beta. So I just have all different kinds right here. So, but
I want you to find your phone.
VHS.
Find your phone, Fred. Find your phone.
You trying to tell me something, Cesar?
Yes, find your phone.
As soon as we're done, I'll go dig it down. I think it's actually charging. You know, since my phone used to be good all day long. Since I got back into paintball, I get up in the morning, and by the time I'm done, my phone's dead. I'm just killing that poor phone. So, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. You know, I got to say that when I got back in, I didn't think anybody was really give a damn if I came back or not. But
Oh,
no, seriously, I have just been absolutely, I can't even put it into words. I'm just overwhelmed with the response that people have got a hold of me, and it's just been incredible. You know, if you could ever live a dream, I would have to say I lived it before, and I'm living it again. And you know, it's just all thanks to the paintball community. Believe me.
well, let me tell you something. I tried to get a hold of you for 10 years.
I know.
10 years.
I know.
You know, me
You
and
tell him, bud. Get him.
50 guys. I said, where's he at? I don't know, man. I said, he's still up in San Francisco area? Well, I don't know, you know. He won't answer his phone. I thought maybe it pissed off at the world or something. But
No, actually, what happened was I had a gold claim, and I spent a lot of time up there. I love looking for gold. You know, I've got like $60,000 worth of equipment, so I just have a great time doing that. And so I spent a lot of time out there. And Doug, when I got out of it, the politics was one thing, and I'd actually rolled my tractor over, and it didn't roll on me, but I broke a bunch of ribs. So that's what kind of had me sitting around. And the more I sat around and didn't travel, the more I started liking it. My wife liking it, and it just all kind of worked out. But I'm glad I'm back. I really, really am. I just felt alive when I was with all you guys, you know, and I feel that way again.
well, you're well loved in this industry, I'll tell you that. So.
Well, you know, like I say, coming from you, bud, that just means absolutely everything.
How's it
Are
feel
you
coming
able to
back
show a
you, Cesar?
video? Are you able
What's
to
that?
show a video if I send it to you?
Yeah, it might take me a little bit, but I can try.
All right.
Hey,
I wanted to
Cesar.
show you a video. Yeah.
Cesar, send me your address. I'm gonna send you 2 guns.
All
One
right.
I play with all the time.
All right.
Can you fix them up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Okay.
I have I got STO parts. I got, you know, all STO 3-ways. I got sledgehammer parts. I got all that stuff. I have all all your original parts.
Okay. I'll well, I'm gonna send you the one you sent me because I want you to lube it up for me, and then I'm gonna send you the one I play with all the time, and it's electro. So can you do the electro ones?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. They're gonna be in the mail to you.
All right. So
Thanks
bear
for
with me a second, guys. I'm gonna try to get this. I gotta do some voodoo that I do here. So you guys talk amongst yourselves a little bit.
So, Bud, how's Kathy doing?
She's doing great. You know, she goes to CrossFit every day and just hadn't changed a bit in 41 years. So
Right on.
I think she gained like I think it was 3 or 6 pounds. You know, in 41 years. So she hadn't changed much.
That's the same with my wife. You know, my wife gets up, she's like 110, 113 pounds, and she's going, my God, I'm getting huge. You know, and she just looks like a stick walking around. You know, and me, you know, I look like a Ninja Turtle with my shell on backwards.
All right, so excuse me for 1 second, guys. I'm just going to try something here real quick. And so good, that shows perfect. So I just got to do this. And is that what you wanted us to see, Cesar?
Yeah, that is a part that's been impregnated right out of the tank itself with the coating already on it. You see the actual film is on there, you know, applied to the aluminum.
Oh, very cool.
Now, does it change color, or was that its normal color?
No, it gets clear. That's the resin in the tank. After it sets after a while, it will clear up, but I have to keep the resin, stirred
All
up.
right.
That's the vat that the actual product gets dipped into.
Nice.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You're
All
on
right,
to
guys.
something, Caesar. You're on to something great.
Oh, this stuff is
Well,
amazing.
it makes a huge difference when you went on from the barrel coating to the actual bolt treatment, because the whole thing started on me coating barrels. So this way, if you broke a ball, it would just shoot out and not stick to the barrel.
Right.
And then it went from there. It just snowballed.
That's
Yeah,
very
if
cool.
if it doesn't stick to the barrel, it doesn't put a spin on it. If you don't put a spin on it, it's going to go straight. So, that's awesome. I love to hear that. Love to hear that.
Like,
Yeah, you're more than welcome to put that on my site too, Caesar. That's not a problem.
Anything that I sent you my address. I sent you pictures of the actual product with the coating. Like I said, today I was physically thinking about doing an auto mag, and now I could do yours or your RT or whatever. I'm going to do Bud's, Cockers, and be all set.
There's this auto mag right there that could use it.
Ship it.
Just saying.
Ship it.
Do you know the story behind that auto mag, Caesar?
Negative.
I bought it for $40 at a pawn shop, and it had a tack body on it. The thing didn't work worth a hoot. And I did a little video on it, and everybody thought that it was amazing and I should do stuff with it. And then everybody started thinking I was a mag guy, and I'm more of an autococker guy. Nothing against mags. I love them too, but I've just always had autocockers my whole life. And then I started talking to Tim Glavin and Rob Walker, and they wanted me to see that carbon fiber. And that's when I did the story for Paintball Media Magazine. Anyway, so Tim Glavin completely rebuilt that for me. So that thing it's just a beast of an old auto mag, but it is mint. Like it sings. But I made sure I left all the scratches. He said I can re-anodize this stuff. No. I said leave the scratches. You got to keep the flaws. Like it's the beast.
No,
named the beast. It needs to stay as is. Otherwise, it stops being a $40 mag. But I've got three times more money in postage than I have in the actual investment of the gun.
Steve, those are not flaws. That's the character of the gun.
Exactly.
Absolutely
it's the character.
Right.
No wall hangers. You got to use them.
Right on, guys.
Well, we have cleared an hour. And I really appreciate you guys for being on, but I want to give you guys a chance. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you'd like to talk about before I... Oh, somebody says this. You can be a cocker and a mag. I see that's what Bud and Tom wanted anyway. And yes, I agree.
Absolutely right. Bud and Tom were the best of friends, believe me. And wherever we travel together, it was always the same. Those were the two heroes out there. The autococker and the mag, believe me. So, and I was
you were either a cocker team or an automag team back in the day.
That's correct. Yep, that's absolutely correct.
I mean,
I used to have the T-shirt that says "This is your brain on drugs." And we all believed that Bud and Tom hated each other up here. We just assumed. I know they don't, but
no, they did not.
I know they were best friends. I know that now, but back then we just assumed it was this all-encompassing rivalry.
Yeah, I traveled with Tom a lot, believe me. Tom and I traveled all over the world together. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and never, ever, in all the time I spent with him, did I ever hear him say anything bad about Bud or the autococker, period. Somebody would say something or show it to him, first thing he'd say is, this guy is a hell of a guy, and he makes a hell of a gun, period. And, Tom was just that way. He's a good guy.
Tom taught me a lot. If I run into a problem, he'd programs, all kinds of. He got me into computers.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, Tom
taught me how to draw, and when I first started, back in '89, I think '88, '89 is when I met him. He'd fly out and help me with my company and do the books in December.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he used
I
to.
had nothing to hide from Tom ever.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time at his shop there in Illinois, and he used to fly me in, and we would go over different things all the time. And I got some pictures on my site. If you go into the photos, you'll see the receiver that he actually hung a Miata from. And yep, it was just incredible to show me just how strong that receiver was. So yeah, Tom, and you go into his place, it was like going into a hospital sometimes.
Yeah.
Everything was so precise and so clean. And then he'd always go, Freddie, come with me. And he had a special big back room that he did special things, and he wouldn't let everybody go in there. And that's where we go in there, and he's got this Miata hanging there from the receiver of his gun. I got it on my site on Flagpole Productions. Check it out. It was incredible.
Yeah. Did you ever ride
I
in his
love
car?
this guy. Period.
Did you ever ride in his car with him?
What's that?
Did you ever ride around town in his car with him?
Oh, hell. Which one are you talking about? You talking about his big SUV?
Oh no, this was when I first
Oh, the
met him.
Miata? Oh,
Neither one of us had any money. So we was gonna go somewhere, and I got in his car, and I sat in the passenger seat and slammed the door, and I could still see the ground. It was all rusted out. He said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You're not gonna fall out." Oh man, it was funny.
you know, we did a tournament in France, and it was an amateur tournament. They allowed one pro, so they put me on the team. It was Tom K, myself, two guys from France, a guy from Germany, and a guy from England. Well, we won that tournament, and afterwards, everybody lined up because everybody wanted an autograph from me. And I sat down at the table and I told everybody, I said, you guys want my autograph, but I says, the autograph you want is this guy over here. I says, nobody knew him. I said, this is the guy that makes the Automag. And then the place just went crazy. And Tom was signing autographs left and right, man. He was so happy. I got pictures of all of it. It was one of the greatest tournaments that we ever did. And we won it, too. We actually won that tournament.
That's cool.
So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was just terrific, man. Tom was a great guy. My daughter loves him an awful lot. Her and Tom got along really good.
Awesome.
He's my little brother. So.
Yep, right on.
All right,
And
guys.
Cesar, make sure you stay in touch, okay?
No worries.
I'm sure you guys are gonna start talking right after this is over.
So
All right.
I messaged both of you guys. I messaged both of you guys the address.
Okay, right on. Hey,
Well,
we'll talk. You just stay in touch with me.
Hey, thanks
No
for
worries.
inviting me. I had a great time.
Oh,
Sure.
you know I love you, having you on, bud. Like, you're a hard, like, you literally have to nail your feet to the floor to get you, because you're always doing stuff. If you're not rolling trucks, you're rolling SUVs or whatever. Working on hot rods.
Oh, I do. My day starts at about 3 in the morning and ends about 2 hours from now. So,
Wow.
Actually, I'm never sitting around. I never do. I was thinking about that today when you text me, because it was a little bit before I got it, and I'm just all over the place doing stuff. So,
Right on.
I got two big shops, and one is upstairs and one is downstairs. So my shop,
I'm jealous.
9,000 square feet. So that's
Wow.
at home.
Wow. I got to tell you, but it was definitely good seeing and talking to you tonight.
Oh man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's been Cesar. You're looking good, dude. All of you, every one of you. So.
Right on, bud. Will you take it easy, buddy?
Hey,
All right,
Kathy.
take care. All right, love you guys.
All right.
All
See you
right,
later,
love
bud.
you
Hey,
too.
Kathy.
There's Kathy.
Hey,
There's Kathy. All right. I'm going to take you off. I'm going to take you off now, bud. You have a great night. It's great to have you on. Pleasure as always.
All right.
All right. And Fred, is there anything you wanted to say before we let you go?
I just want to thank you for having me on. I think it was terrific. Cesar, definitely stay in touch. Maybe we could do something here in the future. And
sure.
Steve, you're just Steve. You're a good guy.
That's just me. I'm nobody special, and
No,
I'm proud to be that way.
Keep thinking shirt. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. All right, I'll talk to you later, Fred.
All right,
you want to wait? You got to give your catchphrase.
Please play hard, play safe, play fair, but play paintball.
All right,
Later.
Thanks, Fred.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Well, I wanted to surprise you. I thought having Bud on would be a heck of a surprise.
No, it's like I said, man, me and him go way back. I mean, we're talking early 90s. So, yeah, between the Cockers and all that stuff, and then, you're talking a lot of years making parts for Cockers and making money on auto Cockers, the SuperCockers, and then the resurgence that I came back into the sport, just building the guns again, just sparked another flame under me that, to come back into the game, and then, doing the thing with Tim and getting the UltraShockers made, and, God rest his soul. I just, if it wasn't for all the people that, with open arms in the game, like I say before, if it wasn't for all the loyal customers and the teams that have been supporting me these last 3 years, it's been crazy, completely crazy. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I just work on inventing, trying to come up with new stuff. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to make it better.
Right.
I mean, I want it to roll smoother. I want it to, everything that I'm thinking about doing is just performance-wise smoothness. So, and that's where the lubricant and, all that, the lubricant, the treatment, it's hard for me to show people over video of how this product works.
Because it just looks like a part.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a part, and it's just like on these bodies, if you were to take your finger and run it down this body, just run it down here, it's not going to stick on the body.
Nope.
You're just not, you know what I mean? It's smooth. And you do it to a raw body, you do it to a raw aluminum, it sticks. And that's why the coating on the barrels, I mean, you just stick
had to be
just
done.
by putting your pinky in there.
Yeah.
If you put your pinky in there and just feel how smooth the bore is, it's crazy because all the imperfections that are in the bores get filled, and it just has that nice coating of resin all the way down. And now that I've started doing an auto Cockers, and it's gone crazy. Hey, John.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's until more and more people see it. It's just me, preaching to the, basically, and I got to get the stigma out of everybody's heads that the lubricant is going to swell your O-rings, which it's not. Russell, 14 months, he had an O-ring inside a jar of UltraSilk, and it did not swell. Russell told you the exact same thing today that I've already known for years. Huh?
And it's still there.
Yeah.
He still got the O-ring in it, and he's like he literally measured it like a day or two ago. He was telling me.
Yeah,
and for those of you that don't know, Russell is brand manager of SP or Philly America. He's big in what used to be Smart Parts. I believe the company is now called the Philadelphia Americans, and then Lux and SP and Freak are all
Paintball. Shocker Paintball. It's all one brand.
Right.
Yeah, and if I can keep the UltraShocker going, Steve, I mean, they're a great bunch of guys to do it with. And, like I said, I spoke to Russell today. I'm going to probably speak to Adam here in the next future and see if I can get another batch of guns going, and I wish I could build more Cockers, but the Cocker platform, it's hard to get a body that, that's going to work for what I want to do.
Right.
Now, and that's.
Now, what's stopping you from milling your own bodies? I'm
money.
not saying you milling them specifically, but asking somebody to mill them for you.
It's basically taking somebody. I mean, I can ask Danny. I mean, I can ask, hey, Danny, sell me some raw bodies, but then I would be taking, basically his platform is close to the AutoCocker platform. Same thing with Buddy's body. It's close to the AutoCocker platform. It's just I wanted to resurrect something that was mine. When I took the Meteor body 3 years ago, and I started working with Fabrice and Gant, and I thought I could get that going, keep it going. It didn't work out because it didn't work out with Meteor. So, and that's why I used some of the Meteor bodies and I used some of the War Game bodies. I mean, those are two good bodies. That platform worked well. Danny's platform's working fine for him. Buddy's platform's working fine for him. But all the years, I've never worked off of but War Games platform. I've always used War Games bodies, and it's hard for me to say, you know what, I'm going to take this body and I'm going to buy these parts and I'm going to put this on there, which now I'm going to have to, because I'm running out of parts. I'm going to have to say, hey, I'm going to take a body, I'm going to put Shark Tech parts on it, and I'm going to build the gun the way I feel a cocker should shoot. And don't get me wrong, I've been using some of Danny's parts. They work phenomenal. So it's just the way I like the gun to shoot, how I like to feel is the way I'm going to build it. You can hear a way a SuperCocker shoots and sounds. The sound signature is completely different than almost any other gun. Don't know why, but that's how my hearing is. It's like I wanted to listen to it. I wanted to hear it that way. I want it to sound that way.
My brother has a joke with autocockers. He goes, there's only two things that make a sound like an autococker, and it's an autococker and bed springs. And you hear either of it, you're getting.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just, and now that, I'm switching over to, building more shockers, I want to get the optimal performance out of any marker that I build, being, a cocker, being a shocker. I mean, hell, one day maybe I'll do something with Planet Eclipse. I mean, I'll build anything.
If you would like, I've been talking to Federico of MacDev a lot recently. Not the last couple of weeks because he was on vacation. But I'm going to have him on the show in the relatively near future. And we're going to do a special show with him. But if you'd like, I'll introduce you, and you could try with some of the Mac Devs. Have you held any of the new Mac Devs yet?
No.
They're awesome. The way they almost have like a very thin 45 feel, and the ergonomics are amazing. So maybe we can get them to sip you one just to try. I'm not trying to get you away from Shocker or anything like that. I'm just saying that if you can't get Shocker bodies and you can't get Cocker bodies,
I will get Shocker bodies. Don't worry about that.
Available.
I've already, trust me, I'm gonna build another Shocker. It be 2 months from now, 3 months from now, but me and Tim go way back, so it's like I have to do something, and it's just one of those routes to where Tim helped me out so much to get the Shocker going that I have loyalty to where I want to get something going with Adam.
Absolutely. At no time would I ever say stop, because this thing is awesome. Like I saw this. Well, long before this was ever even an option of being in my paws, I was messaging you going, send me more pictures. Send me more pictures. I was driving you nuts.
And I was teasing you with pictures.
I know. And you just kept sending me different colors and stuff. And then everybody turned around and goes, why isn't it purple? I was like, I like orange.
Well, while I have you on I'm going to message you a picture that you're not allowed to show anybody.
What?
Yeah.
You can't do this while we're live. That's not fair.
You are going to see this and you're going to like completely freak out. Okay. So.
All right. I'm waiting. See, that's just so not cool. Yeah,
I told you I will
I-
build anything that can be built.
I
And
believe
and
it.
I will take any platform that anybody gives me and I can modify it. That one. And it's just Steve, I'm telling you right now, there's the sky's the limit to what I could build when it comes to what I'm doing with every single gun manufactured if I can get raw guns. So
Right.
which one do you like?
I've how do I answer that question without telling what it is? That's
Well,
not
no.
cool.
Do you like the first one or the second one?
I prefer the first one because that's just my style.
All
But
right.
please know that if I was handed both, while I would take the first one, it would still be a very, very hard call because the second one is also an ideal color combination. So, but the first one is more my style, but which is yeah.
I just got blown up of people asking me, what the hell did you just show him?
Yeah.
So do not release those photos.
Hey, if I release those photos, you're not going to be nice to me in the future. And I am not going to kill the goose that lays the golden egg. Thank you very much. I like your products too much. I like our friendship too much. And I will never, anybody that's listening right now, I will never give away a secret live to try to make sensationalism because I want to know more and I want to be involved and I want to help everybody grow. So I will never give anything away.
Yeah. And then,
but I hate you.
But
from the bottom of my heart, I hate you.
Steve, those guns are completely, as much as I could have done, treatment wise, lubricant wise, everything has been done to those that I could done. And when they get released, you'll know why.
I believe you.
So
it's just a new Ultra blank.
Yeah. So they're up there, and
I hate you. I thoroughly hate you. We're not friends anymore.
Right, but like I said, if I could take that platform and if I could add that to any Planet Guns, a Mac Dev gun, there's nothing wrong with it. I could build it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that I've been talking to Federico of Mac Dev a lot.
Right.
And when I was out in Denver, I was horsing around with some of their gear, and I was horsing around with a bit at World Cup as well, and when I was at Vegas, and it's such a nice feel. So if you get the chance, I highly recommend getting your hands on one. I think you'll like it because it has a very old school light, old school feel with an almost a 45 slim frame. I don't know how else to explain it. It doesn't feel like anything else. I miss the old nice big bulky 45 frame. Like this is great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love this, but it's almost like it's for small hands. And when I hold on to the CVO frame, it's got a beefier 45 frame, and I really like how that feels. So,
no, that's fine.
Well, is there anything else you want to let everybody know before we let you go?
There's going to be there's a few more things coming out here in the next couple weeks. Those pictures that I showed you, they will be released in a couple weeks, hopefully. And I'm not showing anybody, so you guys can stop messaging me.
I won't show anybody either.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I'm glad to have finally got you on the podcast. I've been bugging you for how many months now? And you're like, call me. Like,
yeah. No, I know. I just,
I know. You just don't like texting.
Yeah, I don't. I realistically don't like texting. That's why I'd rather just talk to somebody on the phone and get my point across. I just UltraSilk is taking off, the whole brand. With the boom treatment, the boom juice, everything, all the formulas, are, they're working out, and I just want to get in more people's hands.
Yeah, no, I can totally see why. Like, I mean, I have it on the shocker because it's an ultra shocker, so it came pre-done like that, and I'm amazed. Now, I haven't had a chance to really go out and play with it yet, just because COVID and life. It's been a weird summer.
Yeah, and we have a German distributor, we have a Canadian distributor, and Sean.
Yeah, Sean's awesome.
Intensity Customs carries all the product, all the UltraSilk lubricant in Canada for us, and Lone Wolf carries it. You got Infamous Paintball's got their brand. I've got TOG out of Texas that carries it. Brimstone Smoke carries it on their website. GZ Gold out of Cousins Paintball carries the product. I even have there's a couple distributors that carry my product line. Social Paintball wholesales it to their dealers. Valken's wholesaling it now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Geno's carrying it. They're wholesaling it as well. Also, another online company in California was Matrix USA. They carry it on their website as well. So, did I miss anybody? Can't think of anybody. I might have missed somebody. I'm sorry. And we also have, the Detroit Fusion brand coming out, which is going to be the Rust Orange here in the next few weeks as well.
That's actually something I meant to ask you, and I completely forgot, is I assume that there's no difference in color. It's just because for specialty, just for being cool factor. But is there a difference with the color at all, or is that just there for giggles?
No, what I've done is the formula is the same. The formula is the same. All I've done is added the color agent for the teams. Like you've got, the Rust
GZ
Orange.
Gold is yellow. And
GZ Gold has got gold. Brimstone Smoke wanted green, so I got him green. The UK Predators was supposed to be red, and I made red for them, and that got, hopefully after this whole thing and they get testing on it, they'll be able to get it back up. TOG out of Texas, they wanted purple. I got them purple. I mean,
yep.
And then we had the safety yellow made for Infamous, but everybody wanted, a product recognition. They wanted their own, so yes, we can rebuild. So, but it's just for team recognition. Everybody wanted their own private label, and I did that, so that's the only difference, but it's the same formula, which, if I come out with another formula, it's going to be a silicone based formula,
right?
Later on, so, I don't get all the crazy people, I don't get like any more hate of petroleum based product, which the petroleum based.
It just has
petroleum in it. You have to have oil in there to create the lubricant, so.
Right.
And it doesn't swell O-rings. Russell proved it to me after 14 months of having an actual O-ring inside the silk.
Yep.
So.
I did when I wrote the article, I did a lot of research because I was thinking about trying to do an article specifically about UltraSilk because I like it. And I'm sorry, but there was no way I could make lubricant an interesting read. And I just scrapped the whole idea. But I did a lot of research, and that's why actually in the article I included a link to find out about, or for people to go and research for themselves, where lubricant or what lubricants affect what types of materials. And yeah, we're good.
No, I've known this for the last 3 years for sure. So it's just like I said, people have got the same stigma that what the old, different lubricants have done to guns back in the day. You had all the other lubricants that did destroy guns. and you have that stigma, and I have to overcome that, which I get in enough people's hands. B loves the product. Cody from Infamous loves the product. Rodney Squires from Dynasty loves the product. You know, he's sending me out 2 more guns to get done. You know, I did a bunch of his guns. You know, it's just, I just want more people to try it. Don't knock it until you tried it. Yeah. Basically.
No, I'm preaching to the choir here. So that's one of the reasons why I had you on. It's like, and that's why I addressed it too. It's like, I've been playing since 1989. You're one of the greatest paintball gun techs that the industry has ever seen. I'm not saying you're the best ever, but when there's an upper echelon, when people talk about SuperCockers, everybody wants one, and there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? And so I cannot believe for 1 second that somebody as educated as yourself, creating paintball guns, would put something on the market that would be so simple a mistake. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a golden rule in paintball that everybody just knows. Don't put petroleum-based oils in your paintball gun because of the old gun. That's just, I don't know. First thing is keep your mask on at all times. Second thing is barrel plug or barrel bag. Third thing is don't use petroleum oil. That's just a rule, but it's time to change that because it had its time, it had its place, but this is something special and specific for paintball. So,
right. No, for sure. And like I said, I mean, 3 years have gone by, and you know, Team Smoke's been using it, not a single problem. GZ's been using it. Heck, you'll be using it now religiously. All you got to do, have you put paint through that gun yet?
I haven't had the chance.
Not even in your backyard, nothing.
That's illegal.
Oh, right.
If I pop off rounds, it's a $20 fine, $20 per round fine in whatever the loader will hold. So a 200 round loader would be what, $4,000 fine? I'm not just not happening.
All right.
So, yeah,
that's Canada for you.
Well, you know what? That's actually a bylaw, and that's just because idiots in the past were popping off BB guns and pellet guns and stuff, right?
Correct.
So, you know, like, I mean, could I get away with it? Maybe. Am I going to get away with it? Am I going to try? No. It's just,
no, that's fine.
It's not worth the risk. So,
no, you're right. No, hey, Steve, thanks for having me on. I'm glad to talk to Bud, and you know, I got the messages back from them that they got my my address, and I'll be stoked to work on 2 of Bud's cockers. And
there you go.
And I will take care of Fred's guns and get them back out to him. Yeah,
like I've been doing a lot of things with Fred, and Fred's like, "Oh, that sounds like an interesting show. Do you mind if I'm be on?" I was like, "Hell yeah, come on!" Like, what are you gonna do? Say no to a Hall of Famer? They want to join the show? Like, come on in. And I thought, you know what? I know how much autocockers have been a part of your paintball journey. To word it, that's the best way I can word it right now. I'm tired. But so I thought, you know what? Why don't I give Bud a call and see if he's busy? And then I would have 2 Hall of Famers and you and myself. And I thought, you know, what better way to just really make this a special podcast. But yeah. So
yeah, and if anybody wants to call me or talk to me during the day, I am at Lone Wolf. I mean, they can call me there at the store at any time. So, and if they want to find out about the product, or, you know, you could shop at lonewolfpaintball.com and get the silk right there and then too, or from any of our, dealers. So my son, like, I watch a lot of YouTube to keep up with what everybody's doing. I watch a lot. My son loves the Lone Wolf YouTube videos. So when you're talking to them, reach out to them, because I don't think I have them on friends on Facebook or anything like that. When you're talking to them, reach out, tell them I said hi. I would love to have them on my podcast, and just for the fun of it, because I think my son would just think that's just the bee's knees, because he thinks they're hilarious. Well, we're shooting videos tomorrow.
Yeah, like the actually, I think that when they're talking about the Ultra Shocker, he's like going shoe fly. My son now says that constantly. So Anyway, thank you so much for being on. You have a fantastic evening, week. Just have a fantastic, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. Well, that was my show for tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the surprise of having Bud Orr on. I put out a question: who would people like to see? And the first person people said was, you need to have Bud Orr on. And I thought, darn it, I've already asked them. Now it's going to look like I did it because they asked, but I guess that's not a bad thing. So in any case, I am going to let you all go because we've been at it for an hour and 40. So keep your paint dry, everybody, and play with passion. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.